You're watching Heads Up, your career compass to answer all your education and employment needs. Also calling all you entrepreneurs, share your grand idea or innovative product with us, and you could be a part of this program. Today, our big focus is banking, an industry that has changed drastically in recent years with globalization and, of course, new technology. The study of banking and finance offers you a chance to study financial markets closely and also analyze the broader role of the financial sector, the national and global economies. My colleague Abhishek has more.
I am an engineer with electronics and communication, and after that I've worked as a business analyst for Royal Bank of Canada, Dixit, Luxembourg. So it was during that time, I really wanted to do MBA, and I was going through all the options what I have. So I just came about the program called ICICI Business Leadership Program, which was giving me a proposition of doing an MBA, and at the same time, a guarantee to come into a middle level management of the bank, subject to the successful completion of the program.
Gaurav, currently working as the manager in the corporate banking department with ICICI Bank, is already looking at heading corporate sector banking for his bank in the next 5 years. There are exciting opportunities available in the banking sector, and RBI's recent in-principle nod to IDFC and Bandhan Group for setting up banks is seen by industry experts as the precursor to the expansion banking is expected to undergo in the near future.
A large part of India is still unpenetrated by banks, though. There's a huge market for everybody, and different needs for different individuals and customers. So I'm happy the RBI has opened up the window in terms of getting more banks into, and I think the number is supposed to be bigger, but they've only given banks to 2 people. We'll see over the next my personal belief is over the next 1 year we'll see a couple of more banks being added into that list.
Career in banking can perhaps be considered just as traditional as engineering and medicine. Regular routes of entrance into the sector include campus placements done mostly by private banks.
Universal bank like ours needs people across various departments and functions. Every year we add therefore resources to each department. However, the bulk of the bank, where the maximum resources are, is obviously in retail banking. And therefore majority of the recruitment happens in a retail bank, which itself is a combination of various profiles including sales, credit, operations, as you would see in a bank. But retail is really most of the recruitment.
Opportunities within banking are as diverse as the academic background of people working in the sector. However, in certain verticals, a specialized degree and even functional work experience is preferred.
Specialized areas like corporate banking, project finance, treasury, risk management, IT. These are areas where you require, your specific, like you might do an MBA in finance, or an MBA in marketing, or MBA in certain areas. These are straight away picked up by these private sector banks and put into specific roles.
Recruitment scenario for public sector, however, is slightly different. Over 82 rural and 20 public sector banks absorb the candidates who clear clerical and PO exams organized by IBPS. SBI, although a public sector bank, conducts its own exams.
We're talking about at the entry level at clerical grade. We're talking about at an officer level, normally called as probationary officers. We are talking about technical graduates or officer grade, which are for engineers, which are for management graduates. So IBPS conducts an examination, which is a written examination comprising of various segments like maths, I would say quantitative aptitude, reasoning, general awareness, computer awareness, reading comprehension, which is verbal portion, and you have to appear for an entrance test. Okay, once you appear for an entrance test, there is a merit list which is declared. Okay, after a cutoff is declared, then you are called for an interview, and the other processes like a group discussion in some of the cases and an interview, post which the final list is declared and you are recruited.
Public versus private sector debate in banking is not a new one. There are various reasons because of which one might prefer one over the other. If you're good with numbers and people and your heart is set on banking, all you have to do is consider the pros and cons of working in one of the two sectors and take the final leap. In New Delhi, with camera person Tom Joseph and Abhishek Singh, Kriti Mathur for NDTV.
Right, and let's get you the expert speak on this. Usha Albuquerque with us. Thanks so much as always, Usha, for coming in. There's always a demand for banking. I remember from the time when I was, grappling with what to do next, there were still all those who were very clear saying, eventually you want to get into banking. That was, when private banks are just they were on the horizon. And now, of course, they're everywhere.
There was a time when the banks, particularly the nationalized banks, weren't recruiting. But now again, that the recruitment drive has come about. In the last 1 year, I think there are 50,000 new recruitments. Wow. And I believe they're expecting another 50,000 this year. I think the banking sector has increased enormously. And really because, more and more people coming in within the banking arena, plus banks are increasing their product line. They're getting into areas like credit cards and insurance,
right.
and even some trading and wealth management and all of that. So they need many more people. And I think also the government is giving new licenses
Right.
for banks.
Just
So
recently
more
that's
and more
happened,
banks coming into the business. So I think there will be a lot more jobs. And for many students, banking means the high-powered kind of job, because they always look at investment banking as the one where you can really get a good salary package. And so all of those who are really looking for that top profile in terms of money
Right.
tend
Then
to
that could
look
sort of
towards
be.
the banking sector.
Right. So we get started right away. Shivi Goyal has a question.
I'm studying engineering and I want to know, do I need any coaching or self-preparation is sufficient? Because I know higher mathematics and English, so I need to confirm, do I need any coaching or not?
Shivi, I would say that you don't really need coaching for any exam. I don't go with coaching for any competitive exam. If you're well prepared for what the exam is all about. Now, the PO exam, which is the probationary officer's exam, is entry into the basic level of the managerial cadre for public sector banks. And everybody, all the top CEOs today of all the banks have come in through this way. They do the PO exam, come into the bank, and then rise along the way. What you might want to do is keep up with the newspaper, read regularly, so
more
you
aware.
be more aware.
Right.
Maybe you could do some sample papers. These are available in guidebooks. They are also available online.
What are top recruiters looking for when it comes to all those who've taken the exam or those who want to get into the banking sector with other degrees? Let's listen in.
I think that the skill sets in itself, someone needs to know what maybe no one knows this, but what the RBI is trying to accomplish by opening up the banking market here in this country. What does that mean? What are they trying to accomplish from a long-term perspective? And what skill sets that you might have to offer that particular bank? Regardless of whether it's an undergraduate degree, grad degree, post-grad, MBA, there's skill sets that you pick up along the way that are going to be beneficial. I think the most important ones is, maybe going back to that raw talent one, but I think that that's truly important. Do you have that solid foundation? Do you know how to articulate and communicate?
One last query here from Thomas John. Go ahead.
I've done my BBA from Rice University. So I just want to know the criteria for the selection process for the bank enrollments, and mainly does work experience also add a value to it?
Well, the problem is most students that complete BBA don't get jobs easily, particularly except at a very, very junior level, and many feel reluctant to take it on. But I would say even if you get that, take it more as work experience, and then look at getting into an MBA. Because also getting into an MBA, cracking the CAT is not easy. Right. But if you have some work experience along with whatever marks you've got and the percentile, that can help.
Can add more weight. Well, thanks, Usha, so much for coming in. Remember, if you have any queries for Usha you wanted to answer, well, just send them our way. You can tweet us. We are at NDTV Mindspace on Facebook, and also, of course, our NDTV social page. Keep your thoughts coming in. We're slipping into a quick break now. Coming up after that, we promised you that we would try and help you figure out how you can take these mock exams online. More on that coming up right after this break.
Mockbank is about providing online mock tests for competitive examinations, and primarily the examinations we are focusing on right now.